Hi everybody, in honor of the Crystal Spirits deck release, I thought I would bring out some of my favorite crystals. And introduce you to them, and I'm wondering if you know what they are. Well, I will talk about one of them. This is a beautiful big piece of selenite. This is a protective stone. I work a lot with selenite. I have selenite and selenite wand. This one was from Glastonbury, England. Beautiful chakra wand. I collect crystals. I have for the past 40 years. This is a crystal we actually work with, and she sits in the center of our home, and she acts as a filter, if you will, an energetic filter. Selenite is a clearing stone. And so I put all my crystals and anything that I need clearing in front of the crystal for 24 hours. And they have stories to tell, and they have very specific energies that are specific to them. And then they have a function, right? They have a function. So anyway, this is the story of Ceridwen. She told me her name, and I was like, okay, because I was going to name her Selena, like the goddess of the moon, because she is a selenite, but she was flat out, I don't like that name. Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid, and welcome back to my backyard. And boy, oh boy, what a great week we're having ahead. I'm particularly having a great week because the Crystal Spirits Oracle is launching on Tuesday, August the 6th. I'm so happy. I know you guys have probably already seen my unboxing video, but we are going to crack open a brand new deck to do a reading today. But first, what I wanted to do is kind of go to its grandma, Wisdom of the Oracle, the deck that I teach with, and I wanted to pull two cards to give all of us an overarching theme for this week, and then we're going to see what the crystal spirits have to add to it. So we're out of Mercury retrograde. Let's talk about that a little bit, because for some of us, it was really tough. For others, it wasn't so tough. And we've just moved into the new moon cycle in Leo. So we launched a kind of a sense of ourselves that is shiny, that is generous, that is beautiful and magnanimous, and we're really focusing on who we want to become and how do we want to express that in the world as a service, all right? So the two cards that I chose from Wisdom of the Oracle really illustrate this beautifully for us this week, because Treasure Island is the overarching card, and the second one that adds to it is Thinker, okay? So let's talk about these two cards and why they're important for everybody this week as a theme. So Treasure Island implies abundance. So Treasure Island is all about the fact that we are the source of our treasure, and that we get that treasure. It's inherited by us because Spirit gives it to us. So we are here as, if you will, emissaries of the light, of Spirit. And as an emissary of Spirit, and a conduit for Spirit to work through us, because the soul needs a body and needs an ego and needs a unique set of circumstances in order to express itself. And the soul is directly related to the larger conscious universe. So here we have the individuation of abundance. So that means this is a great week to focus on our prosperity. I like to think of it as compassionate prosperity. And compassionate prosperity is what we do, how does it help others? How do we contribute to the light of the world? How do we use even our most base instincts to help others? In other words, how can we channel our anger instead of self-righteousness into moving it to support change, rather than it being about self-pity? How do we take our sadness and create something broken open that we can share with others that's beautiful, like poetry and music, etc.? So we want to use even the more difficult challenges in service to the world. But this doesn't really talk about the challenges so much as the beauty itself and the treasure itself that we are here to tune into, to present, to be a conduit for, and to express out in the world. Thinker is the second card. So if you consider that thought is the initiator of emotion. So we think, then we feel. So we immediately, those two go together, and then we pay attention to whatever is in front of us. And whatever our attention goes towards, whatever subject that it goes towards, that's where energy is going to flow. So we really, really, really want to look at how our thoughts create our reality this week. So Treasure Island is about abundance, consciousness of abundance. Thinker is directing our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions towards abundance. And that is the overarching theme for this week. Puppy break, puppy break. This is Bizou. Bizou, look in the camera. Say hi to Daddy. Oh, you want to go inside. I know you do. It's hot out here. Okay, so if you really like this video, subscribe to my channel. And if you think your friends are going to like the video too, just send it to them. And if you want to be notified about these videos when they come up and these readings every week, then there's a little bell. Where does it mark? After you subscribe, there's a bell that shows up. And if you press the little bell, you're going to get in your inbox every week when we launch the video, you're going to get a little notice. So, and the puppy wants to go back inside. It's way hot. I have to go. Bye. Now, let's take a look at what the crystal spirits have to add. Now, the crystal spirits deck, let's just open it up. This is beautiful. And we are cracking open a brand new deck. Look, look, look how beautiful. So proud. It's my favorite color. Honestly, it's like amazing. Whenever we create these products, Hay House has to send us everything via email. So I see it online, but I don't always get to see it in my hands at first. And sometimes I'm not always 100% like when it comes, but I was so happy. So let's just put the nice fat guidebook, which you are meant to read, in the box, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to shuffle these cards. And this deck, by the way, is not read in reversal. So this card deck is only supposed to be used with the cards upright. Unlike, say, for example, Wisdom of the Oracle, where if you have reversed cards, then they have what's called a protection message. But this one really didn't want to have that. So each of the crystals are unique in their own way in which they speak with you. The crystal spirits are already whole. They have a holistic message. And so if it does come to you in reversal, it just means to pay special attention to the crystal, that's all. Or maybe even get the one that matches it and meditate with it. But there's no... Ooh, these are so easy to shuffle. I love that. Okay, so let's pick the 4 crystals. Ooh, Smithsonite, beautiful. Smithsonite is the first card. Let's see what they have to say about Treasure Island and Thinker. Numite, one of my most favorite stones. Diamond, which is beautiful. And for the 4th card, we have Green Aventurine. So that's very interesting. We have all these green cards. Now, I'm going to read each one from the guidebook just to give you guys a little bit of information that you know what you can find in the guidebook. So what do these 4 cards have to do with prosperity consciousness, if you will? Because that's what Treasure Island and Thinker is all about. Staying in alignment with your thinking about your service, compassionate prosperity, and the abundant universe. Okay? Now, let's look at Smithsonite as the first card. Rebirth from chaos, evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, clearing the obstacles to growth. So here's why I love this card as our first card. Because in order for us to maintain the consciousness of prosperity, we need to do the cleanup work, that kind of constant inventorying. And then we get the epiphanies after we do that. But if we never clean our house just once, right? We always do it, at least I clean my house once a week. So Smithsonite reminds us that even if life sometimes gives you chaos and rocky roads, that doesn't last forever as long as you're willing to commit to doing the cleanup. So I'm going to read this here. From here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your feet as you engage in a process of healing with roiling emotions. The journey can be confusing and unsettling and cause you want to beat a hasty retreat, but Smithsonite Spirit's message is clear as can be. You are haltingly moving forward into creating something amazing and something new. If you feel as if you're a little unsteady and even going backward at times, it's only because you're being asked to look to the past. Remember, we talk about cleaning up, and the lessons learned. So your next steps can be sure and steady. Trust the ground is firm beneath you. The wind is at your back, and the conscious universe is beside you, so there's no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing because you are changing, and soon you'll feel much more settled if you heed the call of Smithsonite spirit and trust that you'll be just fine. So breathe. It's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles you find daunting will disappear. So many people that I've talked to recently have been sharing with me that they're actually scared they're not going to get their beautiful projects and offerings off the ground because the world seems so chaotic. And so this also reminds us that in spite of the chaos, everything is going to be okay. Now, Numite is a protection stone. That's number 38 in my deck. That's Numite. Numite is an amazing, amazing stone. And we're going to read, I'm only reading part of it because there's actually a relationship message, a prosperity message, an overall message, and a short form. So I'm going to read one of the longer messages for you. So this is about self-mastery, achieving self-mastery, and recovering your sense of self, right? So I think we really can acknowledge that last Mercury retrograde and eclipse cycle was a bit rough. How about that? We were all on a roller coaster. Okay. This is about progress. Evidence of progress can seem elusive at times, but when Numite spirit appears, it's a sign that you might be underestimating how far you've come. Our minds are conditioned to pay attention to the negative and overlook all that is good in our lives. Remember, be careful with that because this is the thinker card with Treasure Island. Including the results of our efforts over time. So we tend to go on automatic pilot and we go back to looking for what is wrong. Now, you may not have received a big blue ribbon or parade in your honor, but the conscious universe acknowledges and celebrates all your hard work mastering your fears. Make peace with the part of yourself that tells you that whatever you do, it will never be enough. You are developing mastery, and there will be times when you feel as if your progress is slow and inadequate, but you're called now to acknowledge that you have indeed persevered, learned much, and not given up. I wrote this, I should know what it says. Doing so will help you to stay the course rather than veer off track. Be gentle with yourself as you master the challenges you always seem to overcome somehow. You are getting so much better at this thing called life, at building healthy relationships and prosperity, and at knowing and loving yourself as much as the conscious universe does. Give yourself credit and keep practicing. We're all learning, and Numite Spirit is here to tell you that the conscious universe is watching and so very proud of you. So if we look at these two things, they acknowledge, both these two crystal spirits acknowledge that our thinking may not always be in alignment with prosperity consciousness. And we're not even talking so much about poverty consciousness as much as we're talking about meeting life on life's terms. It's not easy to be in the world as it is right now. But boy, oh boy, it can be so challenging and so rewarding if we keep going. Now let's look at the diamond. Now the diamond, of course, is the path of time and pressure. And the diamond spirit is very, very important because she reminds us, and I'm going to call her a she because she feels like a she, and she talked to me like she was a she. When I made this deck, they were very chatty. So the priceless gift of time and pressure combined. Beauty and strength arising from trials and challenges. The right use of power. See how these three all go together with these two? It's so incredible. As co-creators with our fellow beings, we are meant to work together harmoniously, giving and receiving, taking turns, and sharing the work, the credit, the fun, and the power of manifestation. Today, you're called to claim your power and exercise it with respect and love for all, even those who are so hard to love, and we know we have some of those, especially those who challenge you. You never know what silent struggles people are hiding, and your ability to express love is magnified by Diamond Spirit today. So listen to that part of you that wants to be kind and understanding towards someone who's making it difficult for you to come from your highest self. Diamond Spirit has appeared to let you know that this is a moment to wield your power mindfully. You have earned wisdom over time, as you have suffered much in your life and now are in a place of maturity and understanding. Avoid being reactive, for there is strength in quiet, loving gestures, such as the willingness to listen or to say, "I'm so sorry that you are in this situation." Often it is these gentle actions that hold the most power. Your ability to move hearts is very strong right now. So even as you maintain healthy boundaries, make the choice to own your power and use it with wisdom and grace. In so doing, you align with the conscious universe, who knows the healing power of love and compassion. So one of the great aspects of the diamond spirit is the little initial thing when we talk about time and pressure. So if you look at how diamonds are created, it is a lot of pressure over time. It experiences pressure, and that pressure pushes them down. And then all of a sudden you have this extraordinarily valuable, beautiful, multifaceted, well, they become multifaceted because we make them that way, but this stone that has sustained this pressure for a long time. So this is reminding you that you don't have to have a perfect life to be abundant. You don't have to be without challenges. You can be in the chaos. You can be cleaning things up. You can be involved in mastery, 10 steps forward, 4 steps back, fall on your face, up you go, and then you keep going. Because these crystal spirits are reminding us that life on life's terms. And the work is to maintain and to continue to get back on track with the consciousness of abundance that these cards are asking us. But they're telling us very clearly, life can be difficult, but love is the answer, compassion is the answer, self-care, setting boundaries, and trusting that if you keep cleaning house and showing up for life, amazing miracles can happen. Well, looks like the sun is going down, so perfect time to conclude with green aventurine spirit. I love green aventurine because it always reminds me of infinite potential, possibilities, and new opportunities. So let's take a look at how we conclude this week's reading, all about how to stay in alignment, how to keep our thoughts in abundant consciousness without putting our heads in the sand. And I think that's what really is underlined here. It's acknowledging the hard work that we put in. It's acknowledging the chaos in the world. It's acknowledging that we have to have mastery and self-mastery over the opportunities that come for us. It reminds us that, yes, we bump up against the shadow in ourselves and in other people. But all of that said, amazing potential comes out of all of this. So it's not to allow all of this to be distracting, because it is part of the journey. Possibilities for experiences your soul craves are everywhere, offering new opportunities to help you find your purpose. The gate to the field of infinite potential is always open, for the conscious universe wants you to enjoy the bounty that exists in the realm of possibility and bring it into form through the power of co-creation. Cast fears and regrets aside, says Green Aventurine Spirit, for you are much loved, and the conscious universe wants to give you all that you desire. The universe is always dreaming up new ways to bring you what you need and help you experience well-being, joy, and fulfillment. So I'm going to read the prosperity message of this particular card too, because that really is the overarching theme of this reading. And it says, the nature of earth is abundant and prosperity is your natural state. The potential for healing and balance is there if you open to the possibilities presented to you. Perhaps not exactly when you wish them to appear or exactly in the form that you imagine, but they will show up. Opportunities are easier to spot when you let go of your old beliefs about how wealth and abundance and all the aspects of prosperity, let them go, your ideas of them, and instead surrender to the universal flow and see what arises. Eyes open now, for there is much potential for you to experience the security and prosperity you desire. So that was a great reading. I love this reading this week. It really reminds us that it's work to stay in alignment with our thoughts and ensuring that we're really disciplining the mind to stay in that consciousness of abundance and prosperity. And it does acknowledge that life on life's terms comes up for us, and it's a complicated world. But if we keep it simple and trust in the flow of abundance and not get too attached to the form of things, allowing whatever to be, but keep focused on what is good and right, we will see beauty and miracles everywhere. I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this. Crystal Spirits Oracle. Yay! Okay, so if you really like this video, subscribe to my channel. And if you think your friends are going to like the video too, just send it to them. And if you want to be notified about these videos when they come up and these readings every week, after you subscribe, there's a bell that shows up. And if you press the little bell, you're going to get in your inbox every week when we launch the video, you're going to get a little notice. So, and the puppy wants to go back inside. It's way hot. I have to go. Bye.